Dave Berry here alongside National Recruiting Director for Basketball, Rob Cassidy. Hey, Rob, in today's roundtable, you and Jason Jordan take questions from readers about what's going on the recruiting trail in college basketball. One question was about which coaching staff has impressed you the most, and you went with Damon Stoudemire at Georgia Tech. What have the Yellow Jackets been doing that has stood out to you?
Yeah, they just got a commitment, yesterday, so Thursday, I guess, when people are seeing this, from Jaden Mustaf, who's a top 50 player. And, it's not seismic or crazy. It's not going to send shockwaves through the world. But what's interesting to me is he has not coached a game yet. I used to, when I was a beat writer and covering Kansas State, Frank Martin was the coach there. And he always used to say when he took over, when you haven't been a head coach before, it's hard to sell a dream. You don't really have a lot to point to, and it helps that Stoudemire's been in the NBA. But landing a player of that talent level before you really have a track record to even talk about, besides the short time at Pacific as the head coach, which wasn't notable for a number of reasons, it's impressive, I think. And I think it says a lot about his ability to recruit in a modern landscape. And I think it says a lot about his ability to attract talent based on his time in the NBA and based on, that is the one thing he can point to is, like, I've been where you're trying to go. So I think if the winning comes down the road, and not necessarily this year, but this year or next year, the stars could align there in Atlanta for Georgia Tech to really become start recruiting at a higher level than they have in the past.
All right, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Damon Stoudemire does there.
Yeah, it can't be that hard to attract talent to Atlanta, right? I mean, everybody wants to live in Atlanta now.
Exactly. All right, well, you can read about that and more in Rob and Jason's article on Rivals.com. It's called the Rivals Roundtable. You can follow Rob and I at our handles below. Hey, Rob, it's always great to see you. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, man.